Di talaga ako umiinom. Wait.
Welcome back, traveler. Paimon,
Na
Paladin.
di umiinom. Uminom rin sila.
It feels like we just went on a really long journey. Paimon's exhausted.
Ha? Tas nung pagkatikim niya ng alak, ininom niya talaga. Tas dinamay talaga siya. Ha? Wala na yung kasalanan. di niyo naman alam na ano yun eh. Naalak yun eh. So, hinalo pala nila yung ano. Hinalo pala nila yung juice at saka yung gin. Yun, nagla-live ako. O, diba? Ganun pala yun.
You don't like it?
It's fine.
Yun daw.
After learning about it, I'm not planning on it.
Wait, narinig yung boses ko. Wait.
Recent events will have affected a lot of people.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali.
But that doesn't mean...
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can... Changing the world, what you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed.
Do you regret doing...
Even if I'm completely Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul.
Yes, and I took...
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you, then I'd be no different from the doc.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it takes to make me useful again, so be it. Oh right, I almost forgot. You're the good guys. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with the best helpers. I can live with that.
I'm glad you're able to, traveler, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened before and after that point? I want to know as well. I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. And how. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do everything I can to pay it back. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals. I'll bet—
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the books. Some things in this world can never be. Everything that you feel is real. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live with it.
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts...
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to...
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal. Why don't you choose a new name to celebrate?
Why?
Because
Then I...
a name is like... The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on a new name, maybe you can ask them for ideas.
No, Paimon only does nicknames. If it's a serious name you're after, it's a...
Have you got anything? Are you sure? Oh, alright.
There. Now you have a name of your own.
What about a nickname? Take your time. I don't need to see you again until everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay the price.
You mean the Fatui?
The doctor, at least.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe...
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. I don't plan to leave soon, even though the events have been erased from the world. They still deserve to...
I see. That is up to you.
Huh? But if we do that, then...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they... What's that look for? Don't make that face. That day will... Alright, goodbye, wise deity. And you
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living...
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, he doesn't seem quite as fierce anymore. So we can finally go...
Thank you both. I hope you will find some...
I've got it! I can end my novel with some words from Mikoshi Nagamasa.
You mean because everyone else in the story is dead?
Yeah, I heard that the dark clouds had dissipated, but they continue to cast their shadow in Mikoshi Nagamasa's mind for decades to come. Then, one night, as an old man, he had a dream. On the night when that prized blade, the Daitatara Nagamasa, was forged, the people rejoiced, and there was all these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire and turned into red clouds that rallied around the life is a...
In the blink of an eye, it's already debate time! We did a lot of preparations with Nilu. Hopefully they were helpful. It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness... Wow! Huh? Look at the vase! Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something? Like, Paimon doesn't remember there being a cleaner.
You sound lost. I know why you are troubled.
Huh? Is there someone here
Unfortunately, the fate when is small, like a vase that
Who are you? How do you know that?
history does not change.
The voice has disappeared. And who the heck? Ugh, it feels wrong just leaving.
15, 16. That's a nice haul.
Body in mind. Rain outlines your...
Today's recommendation is the steak.
Huh? Wait, you're that blonde traveler who's on a journey to all corners.
Who's asking?
You bet I do. I was worried I wouldn't be able to find. He was a crafty.
Well, we are, so, What? So the address is Paimon?
Yeah, exact. Really, he got me good. I count myself very lucky that I ran into you. Of course, here it is.
Come on! Paimon wants to have a look. Kaya, huh? So he's here in Sumeru. From what he wrote in the letter, it looks like he didn't think there was much chance of it reaching us. Or maybe he's just being sneaky. The letter says that he hangs out at Jafar Tavern every afternoon.
Bringing top-to-bottom reform to our foreign trade sector is exceptionally difficult.
Kaya should be at Jafar Tavern right now. Let's go see him.
I'll have something I haven't tried yet, boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm afraid you've already...
Oh? Well then, just the bill, please.
Kaya, you're really here! Paimon half thought you were playing some sort of prank on us.
Hey, Paimon, traveler. Looks like the gods smile upon me after all. And come now, I wouldn't joke about wanting to see my good friends.
Wait a second. You must be here on official business, right? What do you think you're doing spending every afternoon drinking at the tavern? You itching for a lecture from Jean?
Not at all. The acting Grand Master positively terrifies me. Why would I ever do anything that might displease her? The truth is, I'm in Sumeru to learn about the alcohol industry here. So despite how it might look, Sumeru's spices are famous the world over. That's why the Knights sent me, their foremost expert in alcoholic beverages, to come and
And?
So far, so good. I'm already in
Yeah, that does sound like a great business.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Whether this lucrative opportunity gets passed along to Dawn Winery or not, depends on how nice...
Hey, using your job to...
Oh? What makes you say that? Very sharp of you. I wouldn't say I'm familiar, though.
And?
Do I have to? Well, all right. Since you're so... I overheard I'm sure you'll agree that everyone's curious about their roots on some level. And so I stowed myself away amidst the cargo. And silent... But it wasn't long before the merchant delegation received news that I'd gone missing. Their leader promptly found me, and before I knew it, my adoptive father was dragging me back home by... It was a short-lived adventure. Sorry, honestly, not much. The only reason I knew that Conria was near Sumeru is because I happened to read that in a book when I was young. My life had less and less to do with Conria as I used to believe that I had inherited some sort of duty, but then I began to... As well as... This is obviously all speculation. Simply put, these days...
One death afternoon, please, boss. Tell me, what do you know?
Dainsleif?
Ah,
So you remember me?
Huh?
What?
I take it that you...
Oh my.
I'm surprised that...
Well, perhaps what you told me just happens to answer some questions I carry in my memories. You're a pure-blood Conrian, aren't you?
Very
Kaya, you're not involved with the Abyss Order in any way, are you?
Hey, hold on. So what if I know my ancestry? Relax. I'll be just... Either way, looks like we're out of...
Well, alright then.
See you around. And Dainsleif, no need to listen in from the sidelines next time we meet. Let me buy you a drink.
You don't really trust him, do you, Dane? You're both from Conria, but you get on like oil and water.
The fact is, I still do not know him well. It would be meaningless for me to jump to conclusions. But can a person truly be unaffected by their ancestry? This remains to be seen. Well, I suspect that they call your
Oh, so if she was the founder...
I mean to investigate the loom...
Yeah, the Abyss Order's evil
Not new. Not exactly. Your sister. She mentioned the Loom of Fate back when we traveled together. Apparently so. I was also quite surprised.
So,
Correct. At that time, they must have been introduced in one way or another to this concept. If I recall correctly, we were somewhere in Avidya Forest then.
well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Maybe we'll discover some secret that's...
No. Now is not the No, it's just... I'm still waiting for my drink.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wait. This place, it's familiar.
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon. Was it like this hundreds of years ago, too?
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how I remember it. There is very little. Let's search the area and see what we can find.
Is this a field? It must belong to whoever owns that house over there. But it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. You could be forgiven for thinking nothing was ever grown here. Or, wait, maybe not. It's an extinguished. Looks like it's been.
Nothing else stands out in this area. All that's left is that building. Come on.
Wait,
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this.
if you say so. Well, so there really isn't anyone home. Ugh, this place is so dusty. Paimon bets no one's lived here in years.
Investigate carefully. We mustn't miss a
Hey, look! It's a bull! Guess whoever used to live here liked to cook, huh?
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicinal herbs in here.
Oh, so it's a medicine bowl? Seems you're right. You've got a good nose on you, Dane. There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Paimon's just scared that whatever... Huh? This is a mirror. It's broken, too. Was this a makeup box? That's kinda disappointing. Paimon was hoping we'd uncover... This bed looks pretty ordinary. What sort of person would want to live here? It's so dark and damp. Can't be all that comfortable. Doesn't look like there's any...
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious and instinct... But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly. I hear noises outside. Let's go and check.
Noises?
It's not much.
good shape for a 500-year-old. Although for someone who's as full of surprises as Jane, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway, let's beat up these monsters!
Disappear! Here! Worthless! Boring!
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly a ley line anomaly, perhaps. Okay. I'll go slightly further out to investigate any issues with the nearby ley lines. I might be a while. You should wait for me here.
What? You're going alone? You better not be trying to keep some secret from us.
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. I merely think that this house should remain the focus of our investigation, and as such, someone ought to stay here and keep an eye on it. Not to mention that...
Fair enough. Good thing there's a bonfire over...
The damned will sooner die again than lay a hand on me.